What's up, people? And welcome to another Lee's Corner. Gosh, we got so much to talk to you guys about today. It's crazy what's going on in America today. So, without further ado, we're just going to jump in. We're going to be talking about white fear and how it's driving white people crazy in America. We're going to talk about the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, who had just recently died. That and more on Lee's Corner. Let's get it. What's up, people? We are back. That's right. I've been, since I did my last show, I honestly, was just looking, trying to find more stuff to talk about because I honestly was like, I don't see nothing going on. Then all of a sudden, stuff just started getting dropped in your lap because I didn't want to just continuously do, the continuous black man getting murdered by cops. That happens every single day. I so much that I even get tired of reporting on it. It happens so much. But it is important to still point out that it's still going and it's still racism that's pushing it and everything else. I'm not saying it's not important. I just get tired of reporting on it every single day. But today, this encompasses all of that really, and it's called White Fear, the Browning of America. Roland Martin just had a book out about it, just put a book out about it. It's coming out in like this month, I think. So all y'all go get it. Shout out to Roland Martin in your book, White Fear. But I just actually want to talk about White Fear specifically right now. And, you'll get some people to say it's never been at its highest than it has been right now. I don't agree. I think white fear has been in its highest going against the government right now, but not against black people. They've been killing us since we got out of slavery and, ever since that's been because all the KKK, Ku Klux Klan, and all the white supremacists, all they did was, turning those sheets and hoods for bad shields and hats. That's all they did was turning one thing for another. And they got into other parts of like the Army, Navy, Air Force. They got into all of this shit. So they pretty much, the FBI told us over 10 years ago that they pretty much infiltrated every police station in the United States. And I'm like, well, having known this information, Mr. FBI, might you have overturned a lot of these cases and murders that happen with black people? Might you have thought about this when it comes to these cases like Breonna Taylor? Look how I just now got opened back up. Now, that wouldn't have got done under a Republican president. That wouldn't have got done under a Republican regime. Why? Because they don't give a damn about black people. They just don't. I mean, you can say what you want to. I'm not a Democrat, Republican type of guy. Fuck that. If you trying to help black people, I'm with you. Republican, Democrat, or independent. But you can't tell me the Republicans ain't trying to or trying to help me. You can't tell me that. So I want to honestly go from the pettiest to the strongest thing of white fear right now. The pettiest thing I have seen so far is the funniest things is now how you got white people going crazy over, and this started a while back. It's not new, but it's ramping up again. About excuse me, it's ramping up again because they're talking about the new Little Mermaid that's coming out. It's live action with a black chick. I'll show y'all the pictures and stuff like y'all know Haley. Can't think of her last name right now. Haley Bailey or something like that. She's coming out with a new show. They already talking about, ain't nobody seen it yet. But the first thing they say, see, all these woke companies are trying to satisfy people and not make a good story. What happened to making a good story? As if to say, because we are putting black and brown characters into movies now that no one cares about story, we're just putting black people in there. That's all they're doing. But like I said before, I don't see the problem when you make 100 million bad white shows. And you just keep going about your business. You'll say it's bad, and they'll throw 100,000 more bad white shows, and you don't seem to give a fuck. You don't say, token white people just making it because they're white. No. And once again, you talk about Game of Thrones, The Ring of Power. How dare y'all sully our great shows with these black people? See, that's what's wrong with Prime and Disney. They're all woke now. Woke is the new word for black, y'all, just in case you didn't know. The new word for woke. For white folks hating on black people, that's black. Woke is black. So anybody that's trying to help out black people, anybody that's trying to show you that we can act too, anybody that's showing you that we exist in America too, they're woke. See, white folk, that's the last thing they want people to do is wake up. See, woke is a word that we coined years ago, back in the 50s and 60s, telling our own people to wake up and realize what's going on around you. Stand up, stand tall, because they hate it when you stand up and stand tall. You ain't never heard a white person in your life talk about how bad it was or how horrible it was to have us as pimps, whores, nannies, streetwalkers, stick-up men, drug dealers. You ain't never heard them have a problem with that because that's where they believe you are supposed to be. You ain't never heard them have no problem with that. Oh, you got too many drug dealers in this movie. You got too many black murderers in this movie. You got too many black rapists in this movie. You ain't never heard that. You don't hear that because that's where they think you're supposed to be. Oh, but now we can't even be in motherfucking sci-fi now. We can't be in a horror movie. We can't be in sci-fi. Oh, now you're sullying their images of their childhood of white elves and shit. First of all, this shit ain't real, y'all. This ain't real. This is make-believe. Oh, this is fiction. And you acting like it's something straight out the Bible. You know, or something, you know, like you act like this is something that's like completely real, 100% real. You know, you had no problem when they showing you National Geographic shows like this based on Jesus, and the person's hair is white as snow when you know he was in a dark region of Africa. You didn't say nothing about that. But the minute they show you some pictures of Jesus on the new National Geographic and the man is tan, you want to start tripping. But this is what I'm saying. This is the most petty that I'm showing at you first. I ain't even got to the really bad stuff. This is just the beginning petty round of this type of stuff. I mean, these people just go to show you are straight racist. I've watched the YouTube clips and everything else. They were, oh, I have no problem with a black mermaid, but just make it an original story. You don't have to stop. You ain't even seen the movie yet. How do you know if it's good or bad if you haven't even seen the movie? But this goes to the point of them being racist. They don't have to see the movie. They see a black person in it. Just like Star Wars. When the brother was going out for Star Wars. Oh, nigga this, nigga that. You gonna mess up my Star Wars, this, that, and the other. It's okay if we're a character that's a slave in Star Wars. It's okay if we're getting drugged or fucked up in Star Wars. It's okay if we're off the picture and getting shot in Star Wars. That's okay. Just like the new Game of Thrones and the Ring of Power. It's okay if we're in a warring faction and we're in the villages and getting our ass whooped. It's okay if we're working and pouring the tea and the punch and the beer for them. But putting us in a side role, we ain't even in the starring roles of these stories. And they're mad as hell. We're not even in the starring roles. But that's how petty they are. That's how angry they are. These companies are too woke. Woke meaning they're willing to realize that black people exist in this country like everybody else. Willing to realize it's amazing to me that you have countries here for hundreds of years and you didn't call them woke when they was doing all these other bullshit white movies and Jewish movies. You didn't have no problem with that, did you? Not one problem. You didn't say, damn, you know what? Y'all got too many white people in this damn movie. Y'all know the world ain't just white people. Y'all know the United States ain't just white people. Where the black people at? Where the Puerto Ricans? Where the Latinos? No, because that was okay for you. That's what you wanted. It looked like you around your neighborhood, right? That's what this is about, right? Oh my God, it's really pathetic and sad if you think about it. Like I said before, you can make thousands of white movies and nobody gives a damn. They all can be bad. Don't nobody say, oh, that's just one bad one. Oh, that's just two bad ones. We black folks want to be able to. We want to be able to have that kind of respect to where we can make hundreds of thousands of bad black movies a year and make one good one and say, hey, we made that good one though, right? See, that's when it will be fair. See, when it comes to black folks, see, Negroes, everything we do got to be magical and golden. Everything. Or, well, don't want to do that no more. See, we let them have a chance. They fucked it up. See? We gave you a chance. You messed it up. Can't do that no more. Meantime, you get white boys up here making stuff just the same amount, spending millions and millions of money, and they shit bomb too. And what happens? Well, we just try it again. You know, we'll get the formula right. Racist assholes. That's who they are. Now, let's move on to the more serious parts of white fear. Now you got white people. They said they ain't seen shit like this since the forming of the country and the Boston Tea Party and all this other kind of crap. You have white supremacist groups attacking FBI agents. Yeah, running up into the FBI. These are like ex-military guys in their 50s and 60s, running up in there with AR-15s and stuff, getting blasted by the FBI because they want to kill him. Why they want to kill him? Because they're going after their leader, Trump. Now you got to remember this though. Remember this. When Black Lives Matter was doing their thing in 2021, 2022, after the knee on the neck of Mr. Floyd, All the white people saying we believe in our police, we love our police, we need other police. See, there's a difference between the police and the FBI. See, the FBI was never a friend of the black man either. Remember, he investigated our people too. He investigated Martin Luther King. He investigated Stokely Carmichael. He investigated Malcolm X. He investigated all our people because no part of government was into actually helping us because they were all white racist. But when you finally get a little leeway where you get some people in there that's trying to do something for you, all of a sudden white people start divvying up and taking sides. Oh, we want our cops because we know they're infiltrated by the KKK. We know they're infiltrated by the white supremacists. And they're going to normally give us what we want, which is putting niggas on their backs. We love those guys. But we don't like this FBI because this FBI is trying to make an even playing field. We don't like that. No. So to keep their whiteness white, they're going to run up on the FBI? Really? Well, you know what? I have a little thing for the FBI. FBI, treat them like you treated Malcolm X. Treat them like you treated the Black Panthers. Treat them like you treated Stokely Carmichael. Treat them like you treated all them folks. Bug them. Illegally wiretap. Get their asses. Shoot up their places where they work like you used to do us. And you won't have to worry about them. You won't have to worry about them. You put the fear of God into them. That's all you have to do. Treat them like they're the black enemy. And you'll be okay. If you FBI, if you treat those threatening terrorist white cells, those white supremacists, if you treat them like you treated the black people that were actually just trying to protect themselves and their people, if you treat them like you did that back in the 50s and the 60s, you'll get them. You'll get them. They're testing you right now. They're testing your resolve right now. They're saying, just how white are you? Are you really going to fight us back? Are you really going to put the National Guard out there against your own people? That's what they're really trying to say. And you got to speak up in a loud cry and say, hell yeah. Because you ain't going to come up in my FBI fucking me up. No, sir. That's not going to happen. And I will applaud you from a distance. Good job. Like I said, use the same tactics that you used on our leaders that was trying to help us. And you will be just fine. You don't have to be scared of them. What you got to be scared of them for? They ran up on you in your house, in the Capitol. Ran up on you in your crib. And you got Republican senators and Congress talking about they weren't scared. These motherfuckers hiding like little bitches underneath the damn benches and shit, hiding like little punks. But you weren't scared. You weren't threatened. Now, if it had been Black Lives Matter, I'd have been scared. Oh, why is that? Why would you be scared? See, that's the funny thing about white people here. The funny thing about white people is white people trip me because they're the first ones that want to lock their door. They're the first ones that want to cry bloody murder. But how many of y'all out there got friends that's been raped, brutalized, or murdered by black people? I bet you can't even name one. You've done more murdering in the free world than anybody else. But y'all got the whole world thinking that we're the bad guys because of the Western world. You've done killed, raped, pillaged more people than anywhere, but you got people afraid of black people. How you gonna be afraid of us? Y'all raped our women, y'all killed our people. Y'all do it every day with the police, but y'all so scared of us. We're not the animals. You might want to turn it around and look at yourself. And you think it's okay because you say, well, the government's going against us and we can do this and we can do that. Okay, you do what you do. I'll let the government shut y'all down. That's between you and your government. Y'all go fight that out. They ain't got nothing to do with me. But that's just showing you the ugliness of how bad the white fear is getting. Now, let's turn the corner and go to even the school system. See, now they're even fighting the school system now. See, the wokeism is pointing out their wrongdoings. And a lot of old white people are starting to realize that we did do some fucked up shit. It wasn't right. And they're trying to tell children in school when they're learning these lessons, you know, when you go to school, we was always taught, well, you were enslaved. We're not going to say by who, but you were freed by the white man. Hey, aren't you glad we freed you? Oh, Uncle Abe, he was always there to hold your hand. But what they didn't tell you, they came over there and kidnapped your black ass too. And they enjoyed the spoils of war off the blood of your labor. That they wouldn't have a White House. That they wouldn't have an economy if it wasn't for your black backs. And then you still have white people telling you to this day, hey, that's not me. That was my ancestors. Yes, but you reap the rewards of your ancestors. You're living off, well, it wasn't my fault. No, didn't say it was your fault, but you're still reaping the benefits. To all my so-called Jewish brothers out there, If I was still reaping the benefits of what Hitler did to your people, would you be a little bit upset with me, or would you be like, it wasn't Leonel's fault? You know, that was their ancestors did that. I can't help it if they still living like fat cats because of it. I can't get mad at them for having black privilege because of what Hitler did. That was so long ago, right? Let's think about this. See, y'all only want to think about this when things like Hitler come along, because the white folks can always join hands with the Jewish people who are white, the ones they're talking about, the European Jews are white, and say, yeah, Hitler did that to them, and look at it as being so bad. It's so horrible. It's no more horrible than what white folks did to us in America. You had a couple years of that. We had 400 and counting of murder, rape, murder, mutilation. Black folks, as far as I know, there are no black Americans receiving any money. There are Jewish Holocaust survivors that are still receiving money. Israel getting kickbacks every other year. What part of Africa is getting money continuously for the rape and pillage that you did of their lands? I would like to know. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Where the kickbacks at? How much money are they getting every year? We know Israel's getting money. We know Holocaust survivors got money. What about the slavery survivors and their ancestors? Did we not get any money? Where's our money? Why is America giving money to Israel? Why are we giving money to Holocaust survivors? That did not happen here. That happened in Germany, Poland, all these other kind of places where the Jews are ran out of. That did not happen here. We're so eager to give money. We're giving money to the Ukraine. We're giving money to. Did anybody give money to Rwanda when the Hutus and the Rwandans were fighting? Who came over there and helped stop that? Where was Bill Clinton then? Where was America then? Were you trying to stop that? No. You didn't want to get involved. That's a bunch of niggas. But with your European cousins, oh, let's break that up. Yeah, let's break that up. We got something invested in that. Yeah, we can't let that happen. Yeah, we know the score. We know what's going on. Like I said, America basically is tearing itself apart. And I'm like, look, as long as you fuck with me and mine, Mr. Supremacist, you cool to do whatever you want to do. You want to go get your government? Go ahead, because it's whites against whites. Fight yourself. Do what you got to do. But I will tell the people this. We told you before, if you don't join with us, they're going to turn against you. And now you're seeing it happening. Here now, 2022, live and in color. You're seeing America tear itself apart. Why? Because of the big lie. The big lie that you thought you could get away with this for so long and nothing was ever going to happen to you. The big lie of thinking that you could try to hold someone else down without holding yourselves down. That big lie. Oh, you may be able to run long, but you ain't going to be able to run too much longer because there's too much coming to pass. And that's what the problem is. That's why I say God is in control of this. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, there's a lot of big hands in there, puppeteers in here. They're turning the wheels and they're doing this and that. God got that all under control. That's what I deal with. I don't deal with all these puppeteers and all because God has got this all in control. All in control. I'm not worried about what these white folks do. I'm not worried about what these white folks do. A lot of people get mad at me too. You don't want to give? No, I get involved. I have no problem getting involved. But at the end of the day, I know God is the one that's going to deal with all this. That's why you see stuff happening the way it is now. You see white folks turned against white folks. You see them getting mad over well, let's take books out of school now because they're showing this and they're making people do this. And we got too many of our own whites trying to say we have white privilege and all this other kind of stuff. Let's just take off all the books so the kids don't know no information. So now you want to make kids stupid. Now you want to make the kids stupid because you don't want them to know the truth about you and your history. Sometimes you just gotta eat crow and deal with it. You can't just always throw up your hands and say, hey, it wasn't me. Sometimes you gotta lean in and say it was our heritage. That's what we did, and we still are living off the benefits of what our ancestors did today, whether you poor white trash or not. A lot of poor people like to get over on this stuff. I work 2 jobs. That's great, but you're still white. And that whiteness gives you a form of privilege. Now, you may act like you don't know what it is, but I guarantee you, if I'm standing right beside you, I know what it is. I know that cop that pulls me and you over knows what it is. So you can play that game about how some black people got it better than you because you poor and I'm rich, and or I got middle class and you poor or whatever, and I got to work 2 jobs. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. I don't, because you still got the skin complexion. You still got it. The skin collection for the protection. That's what you got. But don't play me like you don't have to work. Like, just because you got to work don't mean everybody else got to work. Because I'm black, I don't have to work hard. I got to work 2 times hard just to catch up to your poor ass. Explain that. I'm middle class supposedly. You poor. I still got to work twice as hard. I still got to be careful when I'm out here in these streets. You don't. What you got to be careful of? How many cops fucking y'all up? Oh, they might fuck up the trash of society when they practicing sometimes, but that's just to get you out of the way of the rich. And that's sometimes. But they really usually keep their foot on whose neck? Ours. We know this to be true. Don't play with me. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I don't think I need to go any more further on white fear. I think I did a good job on hitting up the white fear angle. But I wanted people to know that so they can understand. Next thing we'll jump into is Queen Elizabeth. Now, Queen Elizabeth became queen in 1952, I believe it was. She came to power. Her uncle, I believe it's her uncle who turned down being the king, and then it was her father who became king. He then died at 52, I believe it was 52 or 57, something of that nature. So then Queen Elizabeth II took over. Now, here's the deal. I'm not saying that Queen Elizabeth was a horrible person. I'm not saying that she was a terrible person. But I am going to say that what she represented as the monarch was a lot of horrible things. Now, she might have tried to change things. She might have tried to do certain things. Whatever the case may be, you were there. You don't sit up here and say, well, Castro did a lot of stuff for Afro-Americans. He really did. No, you say he was a tyrant. You say he was this. Because if you ain't an African-American, you think Castro was the most evil person in the world. That's because you were a white Cuban. You weren't an Afro-Cuban. Castro tried to make sure that Afro-Cubans had the same amount as knowledge and everything else as the white Cubans. The white Cubans didn't want that. And that's why they hated Hitler. That's why they hated Castro. I'm not saying Castro was the greatest guy in the world, but he was trying to make things even between the Afro-Cubans and the white Cubans. That's why you see a lot of white Cubans then came over there to Florida. Why is that? Because they really want to be white. That's what this is about. They didn't like what Castro was doing. And then they'll preach to the heavens to America about how evil Castro was, not telling all the good deeds and stuff that he was trying to do. No, they don't want to know that. No, we don't want to know that. We just want to tell you all the bad stuff. Just like when it comes to Queen Elizabeth, we don't want you to know the exploits of the monarch and the crown and what's behind that. We're just trying to divide her from the monarch. You can't divide her from the monarch. You can't divide her from the monarch. If I was in a crime family and I was giving out turkeys and trying to do certain things and everything else, but I still put on for my family, and that's who it is, that's who I am. That's who I represent still. Don't matter if I'm getting out turkeys or I'm speaking against gun violence and I got my bros back here blowing people up and shooting people and getting that money. That's who my family is. That's who I am. If that's who I'm still representing, then that's who I am. And she got a lot of blood on her hands. She could have like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be president. I'm not going to be queen. I don't want to do it because I don't believe in what the monarchs stand for. But she did. Now we keep hearing this duty and honor. Get away from me with the duty and honor shit. Unless you want to give every gangster out here that had a crime family that helped people from time to time, but still had a crime family that killed folks, and colonized countries and tore families and countries apart like they did in Africa. Then I don't want to hear about it. There was a specific lady, Dr. Anna, I believe it was, born in Nigeria to a Nigerian father and a Trinidad and mother of Tobago. Both countries were colonized by Britain. And she basically said on Twitter that if anyone expects anything from me but contempt for the monarch, whoever saw that government sponsored the genocide and the massacre of the displacement of half her family alone. You will be waiting for a very long time. And she went on to say some shit like, I hope she dies terribly. You know what I'm saying? That's anger. That's still pain. That's still pain because that's how long it's been. It's been centuries of them taking over countries, India and Africa and all these other places, destroying homes, displacing people, colonizing, destroying people's homes and lives. And then you're going to sit up here when she dies, you're going to sit up here and tell everybody, oh, well, everyone's in hurt and distraught because the queen has died. The queen second has died and the Queen Elizabeth II has died. And all that. Everybody don't feel that way. You even got people on the street that know the exploits of the royal family and like, nah, I don't really give a damn about that bullshit. Oh, yeah, you're going to have heads of state because, of different countries. Because you know what? Heads of state from different countries probably done the same shit. If you up here, I'm sorry she died, then you probably one of the countries that's done the same shit. That's why. That was your sister in arms. Y'all robbed and pillaged together. Y'all raped and pillaged together. Actually, we come to find out that the stones in her very crown was stolen from India and Africa. But that's what they do. That's what they do. But you're supposed to sit around and cry for this lady. Hey, I feel bad when anybody dies. But it's part of the monarch. It's part of the whole situation. The people who colonized, destroyed, raped, and pillaged, and still haven't said sorry. So how you going to feel too bad about a people that do that type of thing? Talk to me. Let me know what's really going on because I would really love to know. And then as this doctor said this, what was so funny is supposedly she broke the rules of Twitter or whatever. Now, I don't normally watch The View. It ain't what it used to be. I watched it years ago, but I don't really watch The View. But I will say this. The lady, everybody pretty much agreed. The Republican Latino lady, Navarro, and what's that? The other black woman on there, Sunny, who's a lawyer. She was putting it out there. She was letting it go. She was letting it rip how she felt about it. But of course, like I said before, there's always one white person who's gonna disagree. Always one white person that's gonna disagree. Her name was Sarah. Oh yeah, Miss Sarah. She got upset. Well, I don't think you should wish her to die terribly. I just think that's terrible. And Miss Navarro jumped on her, who was a Republican, Puerto Rican, a Latina. She said, "Well, hold on. First of all, you can't tell the victim how to feel. That destroyed her family. You can't tell her how to feel, but you can tell her what the type and all that. No. You can't do that either. You can't tell these people that have been directly impacted by this monarch's rule that they can't feel the way they feel. If they felt like they wanted her to die terribly, then that's what they felt. Maybe their ancestors died terribly. She didn't give a damn about that. She lived 96 long years while some of this black woman's family, Dr. Anya, died or was destroyed or displaced from their own land because these people came to rape, pillage, and take all the resources. You know how much money the crown has taken from African nations, Indian nations? You know how much money they have? Where's the reparations? We trying to get that from America too. Where's the reparations? They over 500 million or more large. Where's the reparations? Where's our money at? Where's our money at? And they still had estates of certain places that they have, like Australia, Canada. Really? Okay. So they still getting banked from all these different countries, colonies. They still getting banked from all these different colonies. Where's the wokeism in the monarch? Where's that at? Where's giving back then? How you gonna be part of the Catholic Church and y'all be tight as y'all are? How y'all gonna be as tight as y'all are? And y'all got most of y'all money from thieving. Working together, thieving and stealing from different countries who could not protect themselves. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Catholic Church too, you involved too. That's where Vatican, that's where all y'all got y'all money too. All y'all got y'all money from thieving, stealing, and conniving. All y'all raping and pillaging. Y'all like hand in hand, all y'all. All y'all did it. So where now is the wokeness of the Catholic Church? Where is the wokeness now of the monarch trying to give some of this money back to these African and Indian countries? What's up? Oh, would y'all love to go there and relax? Favorite place in the world, South Africa? Oh, we'd love to go there and chill. Oh, we've cleaned the air. We've did this. Well, if you wouldn't have fucked up the air, you wouldn't have had nothing to worry about. It wasn't like it wasn't clean when you got there. Don't start tripping. Africa was always great. Till y'all came over there fucking up the game, fucking up everything for the people over there by trying to terrorize people. The Belgians, all them Germans and Europeans coming over there trying to colonize different areas, and then fucking it all up for everybody. Then say, hey, we're gonna mine it out and make warlords and make blacks turn against each other and all this other kind of stuff. We're gonna play the game so we can get this money. But y'all still gonna sit here and talk about a queen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, that's foolishness and craziness. But like I said, I would love to hear about what y'all think about the queen. I've seen, like I said, we all know that the figureheads have to say all this stuff about the queen. That's what they have to do. We all know that all these other people, oh, I love the queen. God save the queen. Y'all can have all that. That's you missed me with that bullshit. Miss me. Do some history on the queen and the monarch before y'all start talking about save the queen and save the king and all this bullshit. That's some empty rhetoric. Would y'all be somebody save the king of Wakanda? Rwanda. Would y'all say save the king of any foreign countries? They're presidents now. They're not kings no longer, but they're presidents now of different countries in Africa. Would y'all be talking about those kings or those presidents? Would y'all be talking about saving them? Right. See, America's just infatuated with the idea of a king and queen. See, they've been watching Disney movies and stuff too long. That's why they don't like seeing black people in Disney movies, because that's their Camelot. That's their Camelot. That's why every time the queen and all this, oh man, that could have been us and blah blah blah. Where do you think the king and the queen get that shit from? Where'd you think they get those riches from? Where'd you think they get those silk robes from? Where'd you think they get the idea from everything that they have from? We gave it to them. When the Moors first met these people, they wasn't ruling like this. What are you talking about? If they had any kind of crown, it was made of bones, pissing and shitting in the street, not taking a bath for a whole year. The Moors came in and taught them how to bathe, taught them language. Do some homework, people. Do some homework. And even when they came over to Africa to learn from us, they came back over here to the Western world and lied to everybody talking about we came up with mathematics, we came up with English language, we came up with science, we came up with alchemy. Don't believe it. It's all bullshit. But that's what they do. They meant to whitewash the Western world, and it's been working for 200 years. They got all of Europe and everybody else linked in. They like spider webbed in, like firmware, like just connecting everything. It's like the world's upside down, trying to make everybody forget that black people were the actual ones right side up. That black people's brought everything to the world. That everything that you know in America that's being created has been created by black people at one time or the other. Now, do white people take credit for it? Yes, because they made this world, this United States, a white United States by creating slavery and keeping black people as a permanent underclass. So even the things that we created, we couldn't even take advantage of because, like I said, we created it first, but they created the patent office. Go check it out. That's why you got stuff coming out every single day about really created by a black man, really created by a black man, really created by a black man, really created by a black man. Because the fact is, we did create pretty much every fucking thing. Facts. You can get mad as you want to. You don't have to like the facts. But the facts are the facts. And you can't stop the facts. Now, you can preach alternate facts, but you can't stop the actual facts. And that's the sad part. And the more black people start understanding this, the stronger we will grow and become as a people, and we will learn to stand up. We ain't stood up yet. We still taking a knee. We need to stand up all the way and let them know that we're serious. Let them know we know who we are. We're not scared of you. We know what we can be. We know what we were. We know who we are. You hid it for us long enough. Now it's time for you to know who we are. And that's why you see all this wokeness happening. That's why you see all these corporations and stuff doing what they're doing. They see what's coming. And they're smart to notice it now. They see what's coming. And you need to see what's coming too. Because it is coming. And I don't want y'all to all be shocked at one time, but we coming back. Black folks is coming back. Yeah. And some of us are going to be shocking. Some of you going to be very cool with y'all. Some white folks might be fine with it. But a lot of white folks are not. Because they think for some odd reason we're going to do to them what they did to us. That's not our nature. That's not who we are. If that's the case, we wouldn't be fucking with white people at all. We wouldn't be friends with you. We wouldn't do this. We take every opportunity we could to cut your neck every time we get a chance. But that's never who we are. Remember, we were the first people on this planet. We gave it life. We were given life so we could give life. We shared ourselves with the world, and the world turned on us. But because we're the strongest of the species, we will always be here. Those are facts. We will always be here. So knowing that that is how it is, God got us. It's already been written. So that's why there's no fear, really. I'm just waiting, like a lot of black people waiting for the rest of us to wake up. That wokeness y'all talking about. That's all. We just wait for everybody else to wake up so we can stand up together. Oh, we got a few standing up one at a time over here, doing this, doing that. No, when we stand up together, that's when they ain't gonna know what to do with us. That's why they're so scared now. That's why they talking about changing the curriculum, trying to put people back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to sleep. Because they don't want us to wake up because they know how strong we are as being together. So guys, like I said, I covered my topics. I'm good. We discussed white fear. We discussed white fear and the Browning of America. We discussed the Queen of England. I'd like to also say one more thing about Barack Obama. I just want to get this out of the way. I like Barack. I like Michelle. You know, like I said, I think the nigga could have done more, but I do like him, and I love Michelle. I love the children, everything like this. But look, they were getting some pictures up in the White House. They were getting their portraits put in the White House. Now, you know Trump wasn't going to do it. That's why he didn't invite them back. But here's the thing. They were getting and they were giving all these speeches about, you know, this could be me. If I could be here, anybody could be here. And they were quoting like different people, talking about quoting different people. Look, let's get something straight. I know you're the ex-president and you have to say these things, but a lot of stuff that you were talking about, black folks can't do anything. You're absolutely right. But all the mantras and stuff that you use that were written by George Washington or this, that, or the other, that George Washington and all these other people that was talking about, you know, if you work hard and you do this, he was never talking about black folks. Matter of fact, when they were writing these books and they were making these statutes, they were talking about black people, white people, excuse me. They weren't talking about white people. I mean, black people. They were talking about white people. You can do this if you want to. You can do this if you work hard. Black people, you were still slaves. So never listen to people who talk about white people in a great way, talking about you can do this and you can do that. No. Black folks, turn to your own black authors. Fact of the matter is, we done the stuff that we done in spite of these white people talking like they were talking to us. They weren't talking to us. They were talking to white people. They were never talking. We were slaves. We did what we did in spite of them not wanting us to succeed. We did what we did in spite of them trying to smack us down at every corner. That's what we did. I just like to say that's the end of my show. I feel very passionate about this one. That's the end of my show. I'd like to say, guys, please donate. Please donate to the show. Keep it going. Keep Lee's Corner going. We got so much stuff we want to bring to you guys. Like I said, I'm in my new location now, so we got bigger and better things on the rise. I'm trying to get some more stuff popping, so we're gonna go back to that. And I got some more movies that's going on sale. Phoenix 22rising.com is still there. Check out PS No Worries. Great movie. Check it out. And I'll be having some stuff under the bottom where you guys can know how to donate if you want to. A lot of people say I don't have it on there to donate, but I do. I always have it on there where you can donate. I have it in the very beginning of my show where you can donate, and I guess I'll start putting it on the thing too, so nobody misses it where it is. So like I said, thank you guys for joining us again for this Lee's Corner, and just remember that, you know, we're here to talk about the things you want to talk about. To the next time.